Okay, so I know that you just bought a Boxee box recently, and so mainly right now we're demoing live TV right here. So sorry, there's some volume. So right now, as you can see, the dongle is connected to the Boxee box, and basically what we felt was that Boxee did a great job of bringing all of the stuff from the internet and your personal digital libraries to your TV, but in the end, there's still stuff that you just can't get on the internet, especially in terms of special events and news and sports, things like that. That you don't get them streamed on the internet. So we really wanted to be able to integrate those elements of broadcast TV with everything that Boxee also brings. So we have a new program listing, which you can see here. Right now we're hooked up to the hotel's cable, so we're not getting the data, but normally it would give you all of the information on the show and if it's a new episode, and right now, and you can also mute channels. Sorry. Even desserts from scratch. Up there, you can edit them. So if there's a channel that that you're never going to watch, for instance, I don't know, a Chinese channel, you can just mute it and it'll no longer show up in your program listing or when you're just like channel surfing. And it also has some great social integration with your Facebook friends, so it'll tell you who else is watching, what they're watching, and we have a new Facebook timeline app that will actually work similarly to the way the Spotify app works, and show on your timeline what you're watching as sort of a way to help you discover new shows based on what your friends are watching and share the things that you're watching. So yeah, do you want to play around with it?
Yeah, definitely. Let me take a look.
So Alan, you just got a Boxee box for Christmas, is that right?
Yeah, it was kind of an interesting story. So I'd used XBMC for quite some time, but somewhere there was a disconnect between XBMC and Boxee on my part, where I had just never heard of it. And my wife goes into Fry's and is talking to a couple people and says, "I'd like to get something for my husband. He likes to stream media." And they showed her a bunch of different media streamers, but another employee came over and she said, "Oh, if he wants to stream media, then this is really the device that would be the best for him." So just kind of on a fluke, she bought it.
Nice.
And I brought it home.
Big win for the wife.
Yes. And I was completely blown away. XBMC is so very, very different, but Boxee does so many things, I think, so well.
Yeah.
And then with the live TV, we were talking about it in the office, and it just seems as though we watch a lot of internet-based content, but the things that we want to watch live are sports.
Yeah.
Those aren't things that we would record or stream anyway, so it just seems absolutely perfect.
Yeah, I mean, we love, obviously being an XBMC fork, like, we love what those guys have done. But it's still extremely technical for a lot of people.
Yes.
So I think what we've tried to do is really simplify the interface and kind of put a highlight on some main features, and then make everything else as simple as we can. And now with live TV, like you said, you got the college sports on Saturday, you've got professional sports on Sunday, you've got special events like the Grammys and the Oscars, and, Super Bowl, and then local news in the morning, local news in the evening. It's just like there's so many little things that haven't quite made it to the internet yet. So it's really good to be able to get all that in Boxee's interface, and then immediately jump over to Netflix or jump over to Pandora or jump over to ComedyCentral.com and get all that other content.
Now, does it support the screen windowing where, let's say if I'm watching TV, can I minimize the screen up in the corner like I can do with video and then still browse and do some of those things, or is it just...
So right now the live TV experience is pretty siloed. Okay. In the first revision, we really just wanted to focus on getting the channel listing down, having that strong social integration, and then letting you edit the channels. And I think down the road we're really looking at how do we tie these things closer together, so when you finish watching, say, an episode of How I Met Your Mother, on CES, it immediately says, hey, there's 5 more episodes available in the TV show library. Do you want to watch one?
Oh, nice.
And vice versa.
Excellent. Do you think we'll ever see, I know that there's a few companies, I can think of one, I think it's Ceton, that has like a USB cable card adapter of sorts. Is that something maybe that Boxee is looking at right now, or just primarily a live TV?
Yeah, for us, I think that's still the cable card. I mean, the cable card standard was mandated by FCC to like create this fair world where you didn't have to have a set-top box to get cable. I think overall it hasn't taken off in the way anybody expected, and for us the cost and also the design of trying to implement a cable card specifically on this device just didn't make a lot of sense. I think it's an interesting thought down the road that we'll obviously consider, but we don't have any plans to support it at the moment.
Okay. How am I doing on time? Because I guess I don't want to...
You're good.
Okay.
Still have 10 minutes.
Mind if I ask a few questions?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, awesome. So one of the things I was thinking about too, staff was talking about it, is the way it integrates everything right into one nice little package. Something else that we're big fans of is OnLive.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very curious. Just based upon, we kind of looked at the chipset and did some extrapolations, maybe thought it might support it. Is that a possibility to see more of these types of services on the Boxee box?
You know what's funny is that my friend Brian Jaquit is the head of communications over at OnLive, and I have lusted for that combination for a long time. I think from a product perspective, there's still a lot that we want to do around video before we start to complicate things and add more features like gaming. But it's definitely something that we've thought about. I would guess it's probably maybe a year or two off before we really sit down and consider integrating something like that. But it's always been a dream of mine, so it's something that I'm pushing for.
Nice.
But yeah, nothing in the short term that would be that.
And just given the fact that, Boxee runs on the Boxee box, and we've been playing with it, it runs perfect on the PC. There's a little bit of difference there. Is that something that Boxee is looking at? It makes me think of TiVo. Are you looking to stay in the hardware type of business, or is it more of the app type of business? Will we see it on maybe consoles, these different type of connected devices? The iPad's awesome.
Yeah.
Would love to see it on more things. So.
Yeah, and I think we've always envisioned Boxee as an ecosystem. So we want it on your iPad, on your phone, on your computer, on your set-top box, your TV, your Blu-ray player, your console. At our core, we are still a software company, and we're really focused on that for the next year. I think what we realized is that we were spending too much time trying to support so many different platforms, doing Windows XP, 7, Vista, OS 10.4, 5, 6, plus Linux, plus the Boxee box, plus the iPad, plus the it just got out of control for a 45-person company that only has 20 developers, and so that's part of the reason we put out the last version of the PC and kind of said this is going to be it, is so that we can now really focus on creating that ecosystem around the things that people have on them all the time, and then really focus on the living room experience as well. So definitely want to be, we want people to think about Boxee on whatever device they're on as the place to go to discover, watch, and share video. And I think we're really working towards that this year.